denominada infertilidad. El médico puede recomendarle un procedimiento para recolectar los espermatozoides de manera que estos
The doctor may recommend a procedure to collect sperm so that it can be used to father a child. The male reproductive system includes the testicles, also known as the testes, which are two glands located in a pouch of skin called the scrotum. The testicles normally produce and store reproductive cells called sperm. The scrotum is outside the body and keeps the testicles cool enough to make sperm. Connected to each testicle is a coiled mass of tubes called the epididymis. Each epididymis stores immature sperm while they continue to develop. During sexual intercourse, sperm travel through a tube attached to the epididymis called the vas deferens to another tube called the ejaculatory duct. There, the sperm mixes with fluid from two glands called the seminal vesicles, as well as fluid from the prostate gland. This combination of fluids, now called semen, leaves the body through the urethra, the tube inside the penis that normally carries urine. During intercourse, this process called ejaculation deposits semen into the woman's vagina. Semen contains tens of millions of sperm. In the vagina, sperm and semen can travel to and fertilize an egg in the woman's body. Fertilization of the egg marks the beginning of human development during pregnancy. Sperm retrieval and collection are usually performed if there is a condition called azoospermia. This occurs when a man does not have measurable amounts of sperm in his semen. There are two types of azoospermia. The first type, called obstructive azoospermia, occurs when the tube that carries sperm out of the body is blocked. The second type, called non-obstructive azoospermia, occurs when the testicles produce few or no sperm. There are several procedures to remove fluid from a testicle or epididymis to see if it contains healthy sperm. Percutaneous procedures remove sperm from the skin of the scrotum without making an incision. For example, during percutaneous epididymal sperm aspiration, or PETWISA, the surgeon inserts a syringe into the epididymis through the skin. Fluid is removed from inside the epididymis with the syringe. Or, during testicular sperm aspiration, the doctor inserts a syringe into the testicle through the skin. Fluid is removed from inside the testicle with the syringe. If the fluid contains sperm, it can be stored for a later procedure to fertilize an egg. If the fluid removed through a percutaneous procedure does not contain sperm, an open sperm retrieval surgery may be performed to find other areas in the epididymis or testicle that are more likely to contain sperm. In either open surgery, the surgeon begins by making an incision in the scrotum. The testicle and epididymis are pulled through the incision in the skin, and another incision is made in the outer tissue covering them. During an open fine needle aspiration, the surgeon inserts a needle into different areas of the epididymis. Each time the needle is inserted, fluid is withdrawn. During a microsurgical epididymal sperm aspiration, or MESA, the surgeon uses an operating microscope to get a magnified view of the epididymis. The surgeon makes a small incision in the thin tissue covering the epididymis to reveal the coiled tubes inside. A small, hollow tube called a microscopy is then used to puncture one or more coiled tubes and extract the fluid inside. After the fluid is removed, the tissue covering the epididymis is stitched shut. Microsurgical sperm retrieval from the testicles, or micro-T, is another type of open surgery. In this procedure, the surgeon makes a small incision in the tissue covering the testicle instead of the epididymis. The surgeon then uses a surgical microscope to look at the tiny tubes inside the testicles. A sample of tissue is removed from the tubes that are most likely to contain healthy sperm. This sample is examined under a microscope to see if it contains healthy sperm. If no sperm are found, more samples are removed and analyzed. Once sperm are found, the tissue sample is stored for later use. The tissue covering the testicle is then stitched shut. After all of these open surgeries, the surgeon stitches the tissue covering the testicle and epididymis together. Finally, the incision made in the skin of the scrotum is also sutured. The sperm that is collected will allow a man to father a child through intracytoplasmic sperm injection. During this procedure, a sperm is injected directly into a woman's egg to fertilize it. If the collected sperm are not used immediately, they can be frozen for later use, more later use.